Is this, I'm still on air slash, so.
Is that why I'm not completely being decimated at the moment? Today we're talking to the oil to the Pokemon Go PvP engine, the guiding light to elite battlers around the world, someone who continues to amaze and grant all of us with gifts of both time and wisdom, the creator of PvPoke, Matthew, aka KakunaMattata. Welcome, Matt. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a great week.
It's been a crazy week, I'll tell you that one.
Crazy week with all the curveballs that have been thrown our way. Which is actually an interesting kind of opener. I'm super curious. You have, first of all, actually want to clear the air because I'm curious, and I'm sure many people are curious as well. How do you pronounce your website's name?
I didn't know when I started it, but since people have asked, PvPoke, I guess it's, the name comes from I don't know, in local chat, we'd always just call Pokemon pokes.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, some kind of pun with PvP and Pokemon. I wanted it to be short and sweet, so I was like, okay,
yeah,
that kind of works.
URL for that.
It's a kind of funny name out of context, but I think it stuck.
It'll allow for a couple of innuendos, so it's totally good. That being said, so PvPoke.com, you get a curveball thrown at you from Niantic, or if there's a new cup that drops, usually, presumably, you'd have a little bit of a heads up for a new cup that drops, but something like new moves being added in, or there's a whole different impact in terms of power, damage, et cetera, et cetera. How do you account for that? And you seem to do it so quickly. So give me a scenario of something like just happened this week.
Sure.
What happens?
Yeah, huge shout out to the people over on the Pokeminers Discord. They're the real heroes, and my first step is always checking there and seeing the numbers and stuff. But if it's a small update of a couple moves or a few additions to a move pool, I have there's the Game Master from the game, the big old file with all the Pokemon data and move data.
Sure.
I have an adapted version of it.
Okay.
So it's got some stuff cut out, I don't know, avatar data and stuff you don't care about for PvP. So for small changes, I'll just kind of go through and do those manually. But I do have a script that can convert the original Game Master to the version I use. So if it's a new generation of Pokemon or something, I'll run that and import that.
And you just kind of scrape it, throw it into your algorithms, and it kind of just updates the system. Is it really? Have you put it to have you refined your system enough to the point where it kind of just needs those few inputs and it just kind of automatically updates en masse?
Oh no, it's not that smooth at all.
You make it seem that smooth, I'll tell you that.
No, the ranking system is quite clunky. It's the code is on GitHub, and I would not recommend looking at it. It's a bit of a mess, but my process for when there are new moves or new Pokemon, I have to update the rankings, which is a kind of a two-step process, because you need to know, first part's the move usage data, which is okay, it uses Water Gun 54% of the time, and Spark 40 whatever percent of the time.
Yeah.
So it generates that, and then you run it again to see with the recommended move sets, okay, now Lantern with Spark is going to be up here, and it takes a few tries sometimes.
Yeah.
If, oh hey, you know what, this Pokemon really should have this move set. I was looking at the algorithm generated the move set of Fury Cutter, Fell Stinger, and X Scissor for Vespiquen. I was
sure.
okay, that's probably not right. So I was okay, I gotta run that again, and it's a bit of a process. Not very efficient, but the work gets done.
Well, I recall at one time there was a cup where I think it was during stream where I think King had a round table with a bunch of people, and there was a new set of moves that dropped. Something had happened where suddenly you had generated on the fly, basically, a brand new spanking set of rankings. Presumably it was for a new cup meta. And I recall he had said, try Ice Fang on Drapion. So I'm going to...
Oh, okay, yeah, that was...
It was not too long ago.
Yeah, that was probably for Timeless. I imagine. Yeah.
Yes. It was for Timeless. And you kind of had to manually go in there. So when I'm not a technical person, as much as I may be able to speak to a camera, that's the extent of my technical expertise and knowledge. So, when you go in and you have, say, the algorithm output those percentages, and then you override it by manually selecting which moves, in order to rerun the ranking, so to speak, what's the extra step that you have to do? Like, why is it disjointed, so to speak? Not that's a bad way to put it, but why is it kind of a two-step process to determine the rankings?
Oh, yeah. There's a bit of a story there. So when the site first came out, and for a few cups, the rankings didn't have like set move sets.
Okay.
It would auto assign move sets per matchup. So like you might have Water Gun Celio in one matchup and Powder Snow Celio in a different matchup, and obviously that causes some problems because like it can't have both.
Right.
So eventually I was like, okay, this is a problem. I also can't do like every moveset for every Pokemon because of how many that would be.
Yep.
So my solution was to, I'll figure out like the optimal moveset for each Pokemon and do one moveset per Pokemon. And for all the battles in the rankings, I'll have that one moveset.
Nice.
So that's how that started. So it goes through that process of auto-assigning movesets first to see like, okay, I think it uses this moveset more than that one. And that just helps like, so I don't have to manually set movesets for 400 Pokemon or something.
Sure.
and for the most part, it does a pretty good job. But then it'll give like Wing Attack, Blast Burn, Charizard or something. It's like, okay, that's not quite right. So I have this like data file that I can plug in movesets, and then when I run the rankings again, it'll use those.
Got it. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense, especially when you have to be considerate of something like legacy moves where that wouldn't necessarily be the recommended because people would not use it, obviously. Very cool. These are the best. I love recommending that.
Yeah, it's a great chance to use stuff you don't use too often, and like...
I'm curious to see if it'll be a strategy that could potentially play out in Go Battle. I think it'll be.
Because like, obviously when you have a meta to deal with, it's a bit different.
Yes.
In terms of what you can expect, but.
So I don't know why I did that. I have no idea why I switched in, but your Empoleon's gonna kick my ass regardless of what I'm bringing. This is and this is case in point as to why season 2 is going so amazingly well as it is. Let's see. Oh, I should have done this in the first place.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, that was hurting.
You got a shiny there too. Is that shiny regular muck? Yeah, it is.
That is shiny regular muck. It's like rank 50, I think.
Wow, shiny rank 50. Holy moly.
I was very excited when I caught it.
I would have been too.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy, but...
Well... It's not going to like my third Pokemon, I'll say that.
Awesome. You got a fighter in there, don't you? Come on.
Hey.
Oh, wonderful. Come on, Machamp. Oh, damn.
Sorry. The win condition here is for my phone to die.
Oh, really? What are you at percentage-wise?
I'm at 76. I'll be just fine.
Yeah. My win condition is gone. question on your names. So I know KakunaMattata. Most people know KakunaMattata, and it's the one that always gets stuck in my head. You also have Empoleon Dynamite. I sense a trend here. I sense a theme. You have a good play on words with Pokemon. What are the other ones that I haven't heard of? And tell me a little bit about those themes.
Those are only two.
Okay.
Only two that I want you to know of. Anyway. So I had the name KakunaMattata. That's my trainer name. Back when I started playing, that's my Discord name. And when I set up the website, I was like, okay, I should make like a Reddit account so I can post on Silphrine and stuff. I didn't think to make it the same as my trainer name. I don't know. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll call it Empoleon Dynamite, and that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But now I have like 3 different names. No one knows what to call me.
Only 2 of which we're gonna know about. No, but that's awesome. So do you have is Kakuna one of your favorites? Is Empoleon one of your favorites, or they just kind of seem to go with the sound of the song title?
They just seem to go. But I've become more fond of those Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
Over time. So.
Yeah. Well, at least we got one of them being shiny, so that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, actually. I feel like Beedrills do. It's due for their.
Oh yeah.
Caterpie for a minute.
I can check. Yeah. I have a fair number. I don't think I have like quite as many as some people, but
some people are insane. But I think I only had about like 140, 145, something in that range.
I don't know how this. I haven't run the sim.
I've never seen this pair up before.
So,
try that.
I probably should have saved this.
I shouldn't have blocked it. Oh dang. He's giving me timeless flashbacks using
right.
Dragon.
Yeah.
And then fusion. So. Come on, Freedom Bell. What you gonna do?
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Well, actually, this is cutting pretty close.
What do you got? Oh, I know what you got.
So, say hello to my
what do you got?
Cup Bronzong. Or that was Nightmare, I think. That's Heavy Slam and Flash Cannon.
You use him on Fusion Cup?
I do have a Psyshock Bulldoze Bronzong for Fusion.
Yeah, for Fusion. Mm-hmm. Oh right, that was the Heavy Slam, wasn't it? Oh dang! Come on, Sunflora. How do you got 2 shields left?
I don't know. I guess I haven't used them.
Oh man, this is bad.
This is intense. You left it as mirror.
With 2 shields, I'm missing bubbles left and right. I've only got one. Who's gonna reach it? Oh wait. Will he survive? Probably not. But will he survive?
I think it will. It'll be in the red.
No,
that got it. Okay.
With 2 Mons left and 2 shields left. Congrats. Let's do one more. Yes. So, you presumably were playing Pokemon Go before PvP obviously came out.
Yeah.
So, what was your kind of niche before PvP? Was it kind of the raiding scene? Was it the gym scene? What was yours?
Yeah, I was a fairly hardcore raider. I used Poke Battler a lot and maximized my break points and bulk points, and I did tier 3 solos a lot.
Okay. So did you do the challenges?
I didn't do the challenges. I wish I might have done the Mighty Moth challenge if I had like a good one to power up, but
yeah, awesome. Well, actually, speaking of Poke Battler, it's another wonderful and great resource out there.
absolutely,
And I use it all the time as well. What is, in your opinion, some of the like kind of key differences between what the outputs are? Presumably, it's got to be the tech and algorithm behind them a little bit, but also when would you kind of leverage one versus the other, in your opinion?
Sure. I think Poke Battle is a great resource to use.
I agree.
And I think it's good to use multiple resources to like check, because like PvPoke might say one thing and Poke Battler might say another thing, and
I definitely use them in tandem, and that's very similar to how you described how you use them. Yeah, that's the other benefit to recommended battles, is just not having seen these kinds of matchups before. You just no idea what to expect. I think how this one pans out though.
This is bad. Oh, that's charm. Okay.
She is a charm queen.
That was also not good.
What is going on on my side?
Oh, lagging a little bit here. Wait, that's not even a water gun. It's got like takedown. Oh my god.
Is that takedown? It was like it's like snowball
I think
fighting.
that's the first time I've seen that move in in the game.
Use it. Yeah, I actually don't think I've ever seen the animation for what was it, takedown?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, why is nothing happening?
That's unfortunate. Oh no, I should have switched.
Well, your one Pokemon made it through just about all of my 3.
Except I could have used it for Houndoom, but let's see how this works. Probably not that well. You got Ancient Power.
Like, my one hope here is to get the boost. And that's really...
Nope. No, you got a second chance at the boost. Come on. Give me the boost. Give me the boost, as King says.
Ah, you shielded. Okay.
I needed to.
Oh, that's Infestation, isn't it?
I actually don't recall. I think it's Crunch. Is it Infestation? Because Dark
I blocked a Fell Stinger. Way to go.
What do I do?
Feels bad.
Why not? Oh, I knew it. Take it, Houndoom.
Yeah, but like, what am I gonna? Oh, well, I wasn't gonna get to Flamethrower, that's for sure.
Oh man.
And there I go.
Well, see, the only way, and actually, what is Bug and Rock's relationship? Neutral? Seems neutral.
Rock is super effective against
Rock is super effective against
but
Bug.
it's neutral against Scissor.
Right.
And
Yes.
a Rock resists Bug.
Right. Tell me a little bit about like your background. Did you go to school for anything like this? And what were you doing kind of right before that made it kind of a little bit of a, whether it's casual or large leap to do something like PvPoke?
Yeah, I graduated college in 2013, and my degree was in web and digital media development.
Okay.
Which is like, it was a mix of like production stuff like Photoshop and video editing and programming. And programming was something I knew I really wanted to do going into school.
Right.
I'd done it for a while. My mom had gone to school for a computer science degree, so that kind of inspired me and got me started on programming when I was pretty young. So that carried forward, and I'd done a previous like side project website for Skyrim when that came out.
Oh, cool.
So
huh? What was that project?
Oh, okay. So this is like super, super nerdy. It's the nerdiest thing ever.
I mean,
it's amazing. I made a dictionary for the dragon language.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was pretty involved. It had like a forum and.
Did you call it Battle Dragon?
I didn't call it Battle Dragon. I made a bunch of games for it. I made a dragon language Scrabble.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty. I'm talking about it in past tense, but it's still out there. So
take on a life of its own.
Yeah. So that was a very good experience, and definitely set the stage for Pokemon Go and like doing something for that.
Wow. So how about we turn our attention to maybe some recommended battles?
Yeah, let's do it. We just became Ultra Friends.
We did. We finally reached it after a couple of lapses on my part. I apologize so much.
I am terrible, absolutely terrible with gifts. Actually, this is my line of 3 is really solid here.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna.
Is this, I'm still on Air Slash, so...
Is that why I'm not completely being decimated at the moment? Interestingly enough, you can't see my motions of my fingers, so none of that whole, what am I drawing on my screen thing happening here.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, let's see what I got. Man. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What I'm saying now?
I'm sorry to do this to you, Beedrill. Forgive me.
Aww. Wait, did you say you have Wing Attack or Air Slash on that thing? That looks like Air Slash.
That was Air Slash, and I went down with the full blast burn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not really.
In hindsight, I didn't really need to shield that Poison Fang.
No.
It feels bad shielding, like against a...
But you got both Charizard and Relicanth in one recommended. Those are pretty solid combos.
Yeah, wait until you see the third. It's a pretty solid line.
Coming in at you.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Coming in with you.
No, man. Okay.
Come on, Skirt.
I lied. So...
That's why... Oh, wow. The spice comes in to win it.
It does, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Well, we'll see you in Portland in a couple weeks. And super stoked to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today, Matthew. KakunaMattata. If any of the viewers here have any other questions, throw them into the comment section below, and we'll definitely follow up with them. But once again, thank you, and have a great night, Matt.
Yeah, you too. See you around.